And you always feel better if you check a bitch. You always feel better. Now, some niggas is like, some niggas is just always checking. Some niggas make checking a bitch seem like a bad thing because they continuously check bitches. They just in a check bitch mode. All they words is checking a bitch. You know, they just brutal checking a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Just because they understand, you know, that's a highly effective technique. It ain't good to be like that, but it's a highly effective technique to be in a perpetual state of continuous checking a bitch. Never nothing nice to say, always checking a bitch. A nigga from Irvine writes to BossMack. He say, BossMack, I'm 28 years old, and my family is from Guatemala. I have a few bitches in rotation. However, I'm really trying to develop the skills to check a bitch. I have been listening to the podcast for a few years, and I have heard you speak on nigga management and bitch management. I am lacking in bitch management skills. I feel this reason is because my mom's is the dominant force in my family. My mother's family is wealthy and my father's is not. My father gets punked by my mom's daily, and he's an alcoholic. My mother punks all of us. So now I'm away from moms, and I think I have some type of trigger. When bitches get mad at me and start talking shit, I find it difficult to check a bitch when I know I should. How do you develop the strength to check a bitch? How do you develop the strength to check a bitch? How do you develop the strength to check a bitch? Well, you know, I feel like, it's all about right and wrong. It's all about right and wrong. You know what I'm saying? When you meet bitches and start interacting with a bitch, and you know y'all communicating, eventually something is gonna happen to where you have to be like, what she did was wrong. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be strong enough to speak on it, right? And when you encounter that moment and you got to speak on it, the outcome of that moment might be the bitch might be like, I ain't fucking with you no more. And then you have to be willing to accept that and be like, yeah, okay, well, you know. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? You know what I'm saying? You know, let's say like, for example, you take a bitch out, y'all go out on a date. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, y'all laughing and talking in the car. And for some reason, she call you a fucking loser. You a fucking loser. And you gotta be like, hey, hey, hold up. You can't, hey, I ain't no fucking loser. What you mean by that? Why you even say that shit to me like that? Right? Now, she could be like, oh, I'm sorry, I was just playing. Or it could go the other way. and she really meant you was a fucking loser, it could go the other way. But you gotta check that right there. It's similar to like you and the bitch laughing and talking in the car. And she say, you a bitch ass nigga. And you go, hey, wait, what? Oh, hell nah. What the fuck? What do you do if she call you a bitch ass nigga? Let's make it easier. You got on a date with a bitch, right? And you told her you was I got reservations for 9. I'm gonna be at your crib at 8. And then when you get there to pick the bitch up, she ain't ready though. She make you wait like 15 minutes. And that fuck with the, the traffic, the getting over there, the comfortable parking, getting there. So you gotta check a bit. Hey, you late. You fucking with the balance of the evening. Now she could accept a correction. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Or maybe she feel like you lucky you getting to take her out in the first place and she don't give a fuck if she late or whatever. Nigga, you lucky you even getting to go out with a bitch. Either way, when it come time to check a bitch and say some negative shit to a bitch that's gonna make her stunt her mind, that's gonna make her go, what? It's a possibility of losing a bitch right there. Are you ready to lose a bitch? I'll be vigilant for reasons to check a bitch, man. You know what I'm saying? But see, my natural state with bitches is like this. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm optimistic. I want to have fun, great time with a bitch. I'm looking forward to the hanging out. It's a beautiful thing, right? But I'm knowing it's coming. A reason to have to check this bitch. And I'm vigilant for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm vigilant for it. But I'm not, it's not like I want it to happen, but I'm vigilant for it. You know what I'm saying? So when it happened, you right there. You like, you know what I'm saying? Hey man, And then like, you gotta choose yourself. You always gotta choose yourself. Like, it don't feel good when you get when you get disrespected by a bitch and you know it, and it don't feel good to you. You felt that. You felt that disrespect right there. You wasn't tripping. The bitch disrespected you right there. You know what I'm saying? Now, you could just say something about that shit. You could be like, nah, what you did right there was some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's some bullshit. I'm not fucking with that. And it be at a risk of a bitch not fucking with you no more. She might be like, nigga, fuck you, nigga. You lucky to be here, ass nigga. You lucky to be here. Or you know what I'm saying? But really, most of the time I notice that when you stand on business, in a disrespectful scenario where the bitch is in the wrong, so you always keep your eye for right and wrong. Am I in the wrong? Or is the bitch in the wrong? Okay, the bitch is in the wrong. I gotta check that. The bitch is in the wrong. I gotta check that. I can't let it go. I gotta say something. I gotta say something. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say something. Hit the like button in this motherfucker. And you always feel better if you check a bitch. You always feel better. Now, some niggas is like, some niggas is just always checking. Some niggas make checking a bitch seem like a bad thing because they continuously check bitches. They just in a check bitch mode. All they words is checking a bitch. You know, they just brutal checking a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Just because they understand, you know, that's a highly effective technique. It ain't good to be like that, but it's a highly effective technique to be in a perpetual state of continuous checking a bitch. Never nothing nice to say, always checking a bitch. But that's like extreme and shit. I'm not an advocate of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, y'all show some love and hit the like button. I gotta change the title of this.